the reality is that for 99.5%, there's zero financial return on investment.
Yeah.
So you have to say, well, what is it? What was the ROI? And I think there is one if you're intentional about seizing the opportunities, and that return is life lessons, which translate to all of life for your kids learning how to be great teammates, your kids learning to be coachable, your kids learning to persevere through adversity, and become resilient, and on and on and on. But then the biggest return for me is, again, my kids are grown now, and you can come out of that journey with a better relationship
Yeah.
or a bad
Yeah.
relationship. And so we became really intent on, want to make sure that we have a good relationship, that all these times we travel, that they're building our relationship, and we're seizing those opportunities and those moments together in the car and so on and so forth.
I noticed that early on with my son, after a game, like the tendency, I'm coaching him. So the tendency is, hey, this is, you could have done this better. So I had to make a decision like after the game, the ride home, we're not talking about the game. It's so important because it is about that relationship, especially if you're coaching your child.
Yeah, but it's more of like, yeah, we just really like having I love watching you play today. I had a blast watching you play today, and or picking out. It may have been, I don't know who one of the guests was talking about really, if you're gonna comment and do it later, but comment on the things they can control. You're just like, man, I love the fact you were an amazing teammate today. I love the fact that, man, when you struck out, you came back and like just you had a great attitude, cheering everybody on and stuff like that, because that's stuff they can control.
If you can keep everything inside your mouth, and you don't say anything, but your kids see everything, and it matters. And and they might not see my shoulders shrug or like me look down when my son hit a bad shot, but my kids would see it and they bring it up.
Well, we had one of our experts talk about though that it sounds great, but you're one of the messages you're sending your kid is that this family dynamic is dependent on
Mm.
like if our family, especially if it's a smaller family and there's like one child or two, but like our family dynamic is so dependent on your performance
Wow.
at all these tournaments, and then that kid, this pressure on that kid, not only to perform there, but to I think I have to make my parents happy, because if we have a good tournament, it's going to be more, it's going to be happier dinner, and we all traveled here together. And it's all about,
Yeah.
am I the glue that's keeping this
Right.
family, happy, because it's all about my,
This vacation depends on how long we make it in the elimination round. Like,
yeah.
ooh, that's tough on a 10-year-old kid or
That's right.
anybody.